Hey, it's Nikki Jensen.
And Brie Piccone.
And we're
Late to the Party,
a weekly podcast about film, fashion, and pop culture. And today, in honor of Madam Web and being freaky freaks, we're talking about 50 Shades of Grey.
I love it. Which, I didn't realize Madam Web is already out. I'm so late to the party. I've been seeing so many trailers for it. And honestly, it looks I was starting to get excited till you told me right before recording that it flopped.
It's going through it right now in the press cycle. But
is it because of Dakota Johnson or no? It's not her fault.
I wouldn't say, I haven't seen Madam Web, but I wouldn't say it's her fault. I would say, if anything, Dakota Johnson during this press cycle is very just Dakota Johnson.
I love limes.
Very Limegate. Very telling Ellen she was invited to her party. Or that's not true, Ellen. So in typical Dakota Johnson fashion, she's very deadpan and funny, trying to promote this movie.
I love her.
But I think her and Sydney Sweeney, they seemingly are under the impression that they're in a Marvel movie. But it's a Sony movie.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, it's just it got bad reviews. People are like, this is so bad that it might be good or just really bad, the worst movie I've ever seen, which I'm sure they're being hyperbolic. But
kind of like 50 Shades.
No. I think it's a little like 50 Shades of Grey in the way that, remember when 50 Shades came out and it was this could be camp. The possibility that it could be camp intrigued a lot more people.
Yes. Plus the trailer slapped. The trailer honestly is really good. I rewatched it, and also the trailer for Madam Web I thought was pretty decent. But trailers lie.
Just a hoe for trailers.
Yeah, I love a good trailer, but
in my mind, I don't know the process of editing a trailer, but in my mind it is Cameron Diaz in The Holiday.
But we edited a trailer once, remember?
Oh, that's true. We weren't living the fan. We could have been, though.
Yeah.
Just with our wall
I think
of
we have
DVDs.
potential. I think we have potential to edit trailers.
Yeah, we could do this. we could be like, Scorsese Red. Have our little Catherine Hahn and John Krasinski with us.
I think it'd be fun.
I'm down for this.
I don't know. It could be our next career move.
I know. Late to the Party does trailers.
Yeah. Add it to the...
We'll parlay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see ya.
Well, that was 50 Shades of Grey.
But anyway, I just think the trailer slapped because there's Beyonce playing, doing Crazy in Love, the slow down version, and the way that they chop up the scenes, you're so intrigued. You're ooh, this is gonna be so sexy.
Did this trailer and the Great Gatsby trailer change how trailers were? I know the In a World guy died.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
So it's what do you do after he dies?
Slow down Beyonce,
right?
Crazy in Love, or speed up Beyonce.
Yeah, true. You just do. Right. It was sped up for Great Gatsby, right, or something.
Or was it slowed down? That was the thing
in
the mid to late 2010s with trailers. It would always be a really popular pop song that
Uh-huh.
And it was probably Crazy in Love, and then it was sultry or
No, I know what you're talking about. There were so many like that. It was a whole trend. It was it was the standard of trailers at the time.
I know. Oh,
it was starting to get annoying. I remember being annoyed at a certain point and being oh my God, why are they doing this? This is too much.
It's a movie with The Rock and they're beating things and it's a slowed down, happy together.
Yeah. And they sometimes scary movies too. I noticed a lot of horror movies would have happy songs but slowed down, so it made it slightly creepy. There was that.
I did it the first couple trailers, but we're still
doing it.
We're just getting out of that trend, so I feel only time will tell. Maybe in another 5 years we'll be oh my God, remember the days, and a movie's gonna do it and we're gonna be oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Right now it's a little overplayed.
A little bit, yeah. But at the time, it was revolutionary, I guess.
Do you think 50 Shades of Grey will be regarded kind of like that, or as, I don't know, a movie that's played at Galentine's Day, or
I mean,
it's not
maybe.
Really? See, I thought And I apologize, Brie.
For what?
Okay, so I totally thought, I was like, oh, Galentine's Day. I mean, now we're not going to release this on Galentine's Day. But I thought, oh, we'll watch 50 Shades and like laugh our butts off because this is going to be so bad.
Well, I laughed.
So
I laughed good too. Yeah.
But like, I thought it was going to be a lot more crazy.
Yeah.
You know, a lot.
Like more over the top, like yeah, or like crazy bad, like
crazy bad, yeah, over something. I thought it was just gonna be crazy enough that I'd be like, oh my god, we're watching this, and just have a good laugh.
Mid, wasn't it?
It was very mid.
No, it wasn't like
it wasn't it was like when this movie came out in 2015, and we had the opportunity to go to a party or see 50 Shades with all of our gal pals.
Why?
And make fun of it.
Yeah. We probably missed the opportunity. Like, maybe that time we would have looked at it with a different perspective.
I think so, because all these years later, I was like, oh, we'll try to relive the magic. And it did not.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I've seen it now.
Yeah, we can say we've seen it, you know? And I would be lying if I said that I was not intrigued by like the other movie. Like I kind of want to know what happens because it leaves you on such a cliffhanger. It's like you watch a whole 2 hours and hardly anything really happens. And
time flies by.
It flies by, and then you're left with like nothing at the end. And you're like, wait, really? This is how they end it on this big cliffhanger?
You know how I feel about 50 Shades. I am like so into this universe now, but I know I can't. I know it's going to be unfulfilling. Kind of similar to Marvel.
Well, how do you know though? It had a different director for the other 2 films. Maybe they'll explain more because there's so much explaining to do. I feel like if you don't read the books, I feel like.
Did you read the book?
No, I did not. I read Twilight. I did read Twilight, which I'm not gonna lie, I think Twilight might be better than this movie.
What is the Twilight to 50 Shades pipeline?
Well, so I know that E.L. James started writing fan fiction. Right? Like
about Twilight.
About Twilight. I'm pretty sure on fanfiction.net, which I've read some fanfiction on there that's been good and some that's been bad. So, I mean, anyone can write fanfiction technically, but I guess hers became so popular. Like people really loved her fanfiction, and then she decided to make a real book out of it, and like kind of like she was inspired by Twilight. So I guess she pictured like Edward as like older and
kinkier
and a billionaire. Like, I don't know.
I did write in my notes watching this. I was like, oh, this seems like fan fiction. And then it dawned on me. I was like, oh, wait, it is.
It is. Yeah, I feel like there's some things that like, okay. Like, a fan fiction's fun. I'm here for it. Like, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a fantasy. It doesn't have to be good. Yeah. That's the point. It's fan fiction. And I've come across some good writers out there.
Shout them out.
Juniper Breeze.
Okay.
Great Law and Order SVU fan fiction back in the day. Can't find any evidence of her now, but she was a good writer. Like, she told the story. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I read a bunch of fan fiction. It was mostly like scenarios like that. It was mostly like romance. It wasn't like freak stuff, but you know, that's out there too.
All the One Direction fanfic from back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I do remember reading some of that and being like, whoa. Like, people have wild imaginations, you know? And you gotta love it. But, I don't know that just because you write fan fiction. I don't know. I don't want to be a hater. I feel like I'm just, like, hating.
I mean, she definitely, like, E.L. James definitely girl bossed her way to the top.
Yeah. She girl boss.
Good for her.
Yeah. I don't know what the fan fiction, like, I haven't read. Maybe I should have read the Twilight fanfiction she was writing to have more perspective on this.
I bet those slap.
Yeah.
I bet she wrote some really good Twilight fanfic that turned into 50 Shades.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't know if this is just, you know, like Hollywood, because I haven't read 50 Shades of Grey. I think one time I tried to read it with some friends as a joke at a party, and we like laughed too hard we couldn't finish it.
Like, on the first couple pages? Or?
Yeah, I was a pick-me. So, yeah, I definitely didn't read 50 Shades of Grey. But
you're open to it?
I was open to it, ironically, for sure. So, I don't know if it was just, like, Hollywood vanillaing it up. But 50 Shades of Grey is a very tame movie.
Yeah.
For so much sex, for so much of Dakota Johnson's nipple.
Honestly,
it was weird. I don't know. I didn't feel anything.
Yeah, I kept thinking, oh, this is gonna be sexy or like embarrassing to watch with someone else.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely seen like TV shows and stuff where like some of the scenes, like sex scenes, have been a little bit like, I'm like, oh, I can't even like watch this with, you know.
Oh, like a Euphoria or something.
Right.
It's crazy.
I thought it was gonna be something like that, and it just like, yeah, they're naked, like but they don't. Well, honestly, the sex scenes don't last very long at all, and it just like, it's not that sexy. It's like cold almost.
It is crazy. Like, I turned over to you when they're simulating sex and you can see it. I was like, oh, this feels awkward. Like, it's very much like you can see the scene. Like, you're like, oh, these are like actors.
They could have like maybe filmed it, I think, a little more interesting. Like maybe
Definitely.
if they couldn't be explicit, like without making it into like a porno.
Well, yeah, because at some of the shots they were trying to make like a PG porno or something.
And
it was like, oh, but because you can see everything you could possibly see without it being X-rated, it does take all the sex appeal away from it.
Yeah.
Not to sound like an old person.
No, it felt clinical almost.
Yeah.
And like, I think if they shot it a little differently, or maybe more close-ups and more like the scene with the ice cube and Dakota Johnson's nipple. I don't know. Is that really her nipple? I don't know. But
you think they had a nipple double?
I don't know. Maybe. But like, it was like, it did feel a little intimate, but also the music that was playing, it was, I want to say it was Beyonce Haunted.
It was, because you were like, I thought you were going to say something about the scene. You were like, who? I love Beyonce.
Well, yeah, I was thinking more about Beyonce. I don't know. I wish we saw a little more maybe sexual chemistry between the characters. Like, I felt like that was missing.
Yeah. Do they have any chemistry?
I don't know. Because usually you feel the chemistry when they meet. And to be honest, I don't know that I felt that. But I feel like, I mean, Jamie Dorman's super cute.
And you know he can have chemistry. Him and Kristen Wiig have chemistry off the charts in Barb and Star.
Yeah, and Barb and Star. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
It's the craziest thing is, like, I know Jamie Dornan can do it. Like, from...
Oh, is it Dornan? Did I say Doorman?
He might as well. He's very... As Christian Grey, Jamie Dornan's very Jamie Doorman. He's just very clinical, very... No emotion at all.
Yeah, which I get is part of the character, but, like, it's not like, It really cracks me up when she's like, you're intimidating. And I'm like, really? He's like a cutie patootie. Like,
this is one of those things. We've seen Barb and Star too many times to like treat him like Christian Grey.
Yeah, maybe if we saw it at the time, we would have felt different.
Before his reputation's not tainted. Like the opposite of tainted well.
Yeah.
Before we get too into it, because I have a couple things about 50 Shades of Grey
that
I want to unpack with you, because I'm still thinking about them. Let's talk about just the premise.
The premise. Okay.
So yeah, 50 Shades of Grey is the 2015 like sex film. No.
It's a cultural phenomenon.
It was a cultural phenomenon. Launched the career of Dakota Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, how would you describe 50 Shades of Grey?
Okay. When college senior Anastasia Steele steps in for her sick roommate to interview prominent businessman Christian Grey for their campus paper, little does she realize the path her life will take. Christian, as enigmatic as he is rich and powerful, finds himself strangely drawn to Anna, and she to him. Though sexually inexperienced, Anna plunges headlong into an affair and learned that Christian's true sexual proclivities push the boundaries of pain and pleasure. That's a synopsis.
That sounds like that sexy version of Crazy in Love needs to be played underneath.
I know, right? I'm like, ooh, proclivities?
Is that Google?
Yeah.
Go Google. Yeah. That was the biggest plot twist for me personally.
What?
So Anastasia's a virgin who can't drive.
Yeah, she is. That is so wild. What a journey. She went head first into that lifestyle.
Oh yeah. No, all thoughts. I was going to say no thoughts, just feelings, but
yeah.
she's very in and out this whole time. And then I totally thought Christian Grey would get the ick when she was like, yeah, I'm a virgin. But that intrigued him.
That intrigued him.
That little freak.
I know. He's like, all right, perfect.
To me, that would give me the ick. If I was Christian Grey. I'm such a Christian Grey defender. Christian Grey and Anastasia Steele, bad. Not a good couple. Not a good match.
Yeah.
They are wrong for each other.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they want different things. Like, she just doesn't seem to get his lifestyle. He also, like, they may be trying to change each other or something, but I don't know. This movie frustrates me.
What gets me is this NDA. Okay, this 50 Shades of Grey is not about the sexy times. No. It is about this contract.
Yes, it's like 10 pages long.
Yes.
Like, it's a little insane, but...
You have to have a lawyer to thumb through it.
Mm-hmm.
Be in a big boardroom.
Yep.
But this NDA, Christian Grey lays out this whole lifestyle of his.
Yeah.
Where it's like the fuckboy code.
Right.
You know? But like fancy luxury fuckboy is Christian Grey.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. And it just lays out his rules, his regulations. He talks about consent.
Mm-hmm.
He lays out a blueprint for how he wants his life and his partner to live.
Yeah.
You like it or you don't.
Mm-hmm. But he did give her some wiggle room. He's like, you can agree to this or not. You can like take this off, you know, like go through the contract.
You can negotiate.
Yeah.
But instead of this movie playing out like I think it should, which is Christian Grey gives the NDA, she either says yes or no, and then they have fun in the playroom.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good deal. Or it plays like this, where Christian Grey pursues her, gives her this contract, then takes these backsies, and then offers it again, gives her some wiggle room, and then doesn't like that. And then Anastasia is the same way.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, I'll be in. BDSM sounds interesting. Just kidding. I'm going to play with your emotions.
Yeah.
I want romance. Just kidding. I'll do this contract. Just kidding. I'm not going to sign the contract.
Just kidding. I will sign the contract and immediately break the
rules. That's so wrong. I mean, I know he's a toxic red flag of a man, but you signed that NDA.
Yeah. I do feel like he is toxic. I don't know, but it
controlling.
Confuses me. I'm like, why would you go into this? I just don't understand why she got into this relationship to begin with, because there are so many red flags, and I just don't know why she wouldn't just run the other way. Like, because she's in love or what? How are you in love with someone and you barely have met? You know, like they do spend like a little bit of time together, but
they don't have anything in common. They have this, so they meet because she interviews him.
Yeah.
Asks terrible questions. He tells her she is asking terrible questions.
Mm-hmm.
You think they're going to part ways because it looks like Christian has the ick and she's disinterested.
Yeah.
But then he asks her on a date, and then they go on said date. And then he's like, I can't do this.
Yeah, he's like acts interested, and then he's like, oh, I can't. Like, I just literally can't. That's it. I'll walk you out. That's what he says. He says, I will walk you out of a coffee shop.
Yeah, I know. It's a public space, bro.
I'll walk you out. Like, okay.
It's a coffee shop.
You can just walk out.
Yeah.
Like, you have to walk someone out.
Finds her. Like,
he stalks her.
Locates her at the club.
I didn't like that.
At the hardware store, which also, why is this
gets the
college, senior working at a hardware store?
What is it about Anastasia, too, that he, like, has had to track her down to her workplace?
Is this supposed to be, because this was Twilight fanfic, is it supposed to be, like, Edward can smell Bella? Are her pheromones too strong? Like, what?
Yeah.
They don't really is he a werewolf? I'm expecting something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't. But maybe it's supposed to be like a Twilight thing.
Yeah, maybe. You're right. Or like he acts disgusted, but he's intrigued or something. But there wasn't that much of that either. Like,
no, definitely not.
It was just confusing signals mostly.
Also, is this movie told from Anastasia's point of view?
No.
Because we don't really I don't understand her motives.
It does show more of her in her spare time than him. So it sort of, but it's mostly from a third person, I feel, which the books were more from her point of view. So I feel like we're missing that element. Like, we need to see more, like, we need to know what she's thinking, because half the time, or more than half the time, I don't know what she's thinking, because her face, she always looks like a little bit bothered, a little disturbed, a little uncomfortable, just kind of like, even when they're like doing stuff, like, I'm like, is she into this? Like, is she having a good time?
Maybe not. Knowing,
and she doesn't talk to, like, it's crazy that she moves out, like, of her apartment with her friend, and, like, I don't know if they're besties or just friends. Like, I don't know how close they are, because her friend's, like, doesn't really ask much.
She gets, like, 2 lines of dialogue in the whole entire film.
Maybe it's the dialogue, too. It just we need a little more. We need something to fill in the blanks.
I wanted some Carrie Bradshaw style monologues from Anastasia Steele's point of view.
Yeah, because she's a writer. She's studying.
Oh, she's a writer, isn't she?
Yes, she's studying, like, literature. So she has to be writing.
Oh, she's a romantic. Okay. I'm sorry to E.L. James. or whoever wrote the screenplay for 50 Shades of Grey, which maybe is a dude. It sounds like a dude. Everything about 50 Shades of Grey, the way the story's told, is like a misogynistic dude. His projections about what females think.
I think it was actually a female.
Really?
Yeah. It says Kelly Marcel, a British screenwriter. She wrote Saving Mr. Banks, Venom.
Girl, it feels written by a man who's never met a woman in his life.
That is sad.
It is kind of...
And it's directed also by a female.
Yeah.
They're British. Was there something... What's going on over there? What's going on across the pond? Do we need to speak with these ladies? Are they okay?
I don't know. I feel like it sets back the...
Are they
the
repressed?
Movement. Maybe. Actually, this book and movie appealed to really repressed middle-aged women. So...
And it was a success, like, worldwide, too. Like, internationally, it made so much money.
This was a big box office success.
Yeah, like, it says domestically, so it made 166 million, but internationally 400 million, and worldwide over 500 million. So people were tuning in, like, outside the US as well. You know what I mean? So
people were into it. Beats me, but it did give us the gift of Dakota Johnson.
Yeah.
Which the best Dakota Johnson role is playing herself.
I agree. She's hilarious, like, in real life.
Very funny.
We need to give her a better, like, a role to play, maybe. Like, something that, like, I think she's a comedic genius.
Oh, give her a comedy.
Why are we giving her serious films?
She should be on the next season of White Lotus.
Ooh.
With Parker Posey. I feel like... Well, she reminds me of, in a lot of ways, especially her persona, like real life persona, it reminds me of a scarier Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah, this, like, the deadpan. Like, I don't know if Dakota Johnson's always messing with us or messing with the interviewer, or if she's serious. I feel like
it's hard to tell.
Yeah, there's, like, this shtick she plays, which I love, and she's a chaos starter.
Yeah, like when she was on Ellen and she's like, I invited you to my party and you're not my favorite comedian.
Dakota Johnson did single-handedly destroy Ellen DeGeneres' career in, like, one fell swoop.
Yeah.
Which, iconic behavior, but...
And hilarious. The way she, like...
Just so confident and true, though.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Ellen... When was this? Was this, like, 2019?
Was it? Let me see.
2018?
I have it right here.
I do know that when 50 Shades of Grey came out, it did propel Dakota Johnson to superstardom. She was a breakout success, and she got roles. She was, you know, for her style. Yeah. She was dating. Like, everything. Her bangs.
Her bangs
and her wavy hair. Everything about Dakota Johnson was, you know, front and center. But I started paying more attention on that fateful day when Ellen DeGeneres said, you had a birthday party and you didn't invite me. And she said, Ellen, that's not true.
Yeah.
And ever since then, and what her Architectural Digest video when she said she loves limes and then took it back.
I love that. I love that story. It's relatable. I mean, like, who hasn't told a lie in the heat of, like, the moment when you're under pressure?
100%.
Just, like, not even thinking. Like, you're just like, oh my God, yeah, limes. They're great. And you're on camera. You know what I mean? Like, the nerves.
You love limes. The set dresser put all those limes there.
Yeah.
You can't ignore it.
You can't, yeah, I mean, what do you do? Like, someone put a whole bowl of limes in your house. You never have limes otherwise. And all of a sudden, a big bowl. Yeah, I guess you love limes.
You love
now.
limes.
She's an actor. She was just acting.
She was. That was
Just
the best.
playing her role.
That was really I haven't seen all of Dakota Johnson's work, but I feel like that's her best role.
That's some of her best, yeah.
Also,
Architectural Digest.
yes, Limegate
Yeah.
was iconic.
What's crazy to me is that she's allergic to limes. Like, that is the funniest thing.
Or
like,
is she? Is that also a lie?
Oh.
Does Dakota Johnson ever tell the truth?
You think she's a pathological liar?
In the best way. Didn't she
Maybe
also...
she's right for Christian Grey. Maybe her...
Dakota Johnson is. Anastasia Steele is not. But maybe Dakota Johnson is.
Yeah.
Which, did you see recently? She did like one of those Vanity Fair lie detector tests. And then she came out and said she lied during the lie detector test.
Wait, no.
This is
Did
like,
she pass the test, though?
passed, yeah. But then she said she lied. I don't know. I love her energy. But as
Chaos.
truly. Well, as like the ultimate Nepo baby, too. Dakota Johnson has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Like, her grandmother's Tippi Hedren,
Mm-hmm.
who had like 10,000 tigers.
Yeah. Queen.
Legend, icon, legend, star. That's what Wendy Williams is talking about. Tippi Hedren and her tigers.
Definitely.
But then
Tiger King who?
yes, it's Tippi Hedren is the Tiger King. And then her mom's Melanie Griffith, her dad's Don Johnson, and her stepdad's Antonio Banderas.
I always forget that.
Which I know
So
appeals
cool.
to you. And she calls him Poppy.
That's so cool.
So I feel like if you were Dakota Johnson, you would destroy Ellen just by keeping it real.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, she has nothing to lose. You're right.
What's she gonna do? What are you gonna do to Dakota
Cancel
Johnson?
her? For what?
Yeah, she's still gonna be rich.
Telling
She's
the
always gonna be
truth.
famous.
Lying about limes.
That's probably going to be her legacy, and that's what I want my legacy to be. I would love something. She's just the meme queen.
Yeah.
She can't help it. And she doesn't care about it.
No, creating a good meme, that would be cool to be known for.
Especially one, I love to lie about dumb things. Innocuous lie.
You do?
Like, I love to lie about innocuous things.
But the thing is, like, I noticed, like, when you do this, you don't do it on purpose. It just comes out.
It does. I'm not saying I'm a pathical.
Do you relate
liar.
to Dakota Johnson?
100%. Is Dakota Johnson a Scorpio?
Oh my gosh, is she? Let's see.
She gives me just Scorpio energy.
Yeah. Or maybe Gemini?
Or a Taurus. I
Let's
love how I'm
see.
just like all of them.
October 4th. So
She's a Libra.
We're like, what? She might have, maybe there's something in her chart though. Like, what's her moon, you know?
Yeah.
Is her moon in Scorpio?
My moon's in Scorpio. That just means we cry all the time. We're real emo.
When you're not lying about the limes, just cry.
Yes. Crying about the limes. No, I totally relate to Dakota Johnson lying about limes.
Yeah.
It's just something that happens. You're in the moment. I can't explain it. Something comes over me.
She's very human. Like, I like that. I like the messy chaos. Like, it's fun, you know?
It is.
And I don't think she's necessarily, like, I don't think she's trying to make enemies. Like, with Ellen, like, she's just, like, saying, like, whatever comes out, I think is what it is. She's just not, like,
affected.
Yeah, she's not, like, filtering herself too much, which is cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love the interview with Ellen just for the fact that Dakota Johnson doesn't get off of Ellen DeGeneres' neck. It starts off with the "you didn't invite me to the party." Yeah. That's not true, Ellen. And then it keeps going and going. And Dakota Johnson slams Ellen every time she tries to, like, spin it, spin the narrative or keep it, like, Ellen persona friendly.
Yeah, and Ellen's like, no, I swear I didn't get an invite. And she's like, ask your producer.
And
she's
the
like,
producer sheepishly is like, yes.
That's so embarrassing, like, on your own show. Yeah. She didn't just let that be. She was like going in.
And then Ellen makes it so much more awkward. Like I don't know why she thinks Dakota Johnson's gonna play this game. And she feeds it. She's like, you hired Tig Notaro to be your comedian at your party and not me.
Yeah.
Which is like, Ellen, why? No.
Maybe she's just trying to be funny and play it off, you know? But then it wasn't funny because she actually, I guess Ellen had invited her to Ellen's birthday party. And that same comedian was there or something.
Yeah.
But like Dakota Johnson was like, no, I didn't. Like, I don't know. It's like complicated. Like, there's
so complicated. You just got like a peek behind the curtain.
Yeah. But like, I feel like we've all been in situations like that. It's like almost like when you've already been introduced to someone and then you meet them and then they remember you and you don't remember them, or vice versa. Like, there's that awkward, like, oh, shoot. Like, I've dropped the ball here somehow. Like,
definitely. Or like fake people too. You know, when you like talk to someone who's really trying to keep up appearances and they're just like, right, girl? Oh, yeah. You know, just their energy was not aligned.
Yeah, you think Ellen was trying to keep up a little, and Dakota Johnson's like, we're going to keep it real today.
Yes.
On live TV.
Dakota Johnson just wasn't in the mood.
Oh.
And then she went on her merry way and she became the internet sensation that she is today.
Yeah. I know. I feel like I know her more for like the memes than like her actual acting, other than, 50 Shades.
What has Dakota Johnson been in? A Bigger Splash, which I haven't seen, but I heard was very good. Oh, wait, she's in How to Be Single. I loved that movie.
Oh, is she?
That was so cute.
Bad Times at the El Royale. That was a good one.
The Lost Daughter. I haven't seen it, but heard it's really good.
Cha-Cha Real Smooth. Ooh.
I heard that was good.
Is the Cha-Cha Slide one of their songs?
Hopefully.
I hope so.
Slowed down 50 Shades style.
Yes.
I guess she's also in the Peanut Butter Falcon, which
I
haven't seen it again, but I heard it was good.
Yeah.
So all these movies that I haven't seen.
Right.
But the ones I have seen, which is just her memes and 50 Shades.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't have the clearest representation.
Seen the documentary, Dakota Johnson.
Yes. My favorite role of hers.
Yeah. No, she's cool. She seems like a fun hang.
I think I fear her, though. I lied. I'm lying
You'd
about
be
lines
afraid?
again. I would be so afraid to hang out with Dakota Johnson.
Yeah. You'd be afraid that she would, like, all of a sudden do a 180 and be like...
She'd destroy me.
Yeah.
She'd say one thing and I'd just be like, gut punch to the heart.
Mm.
Why is she always so hostile?
Why? Yeah. Why is she? I don't know. Like, in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Because she does kind of act like people are coming to get her.
All the time. Always just ready to...
No chill. It's just not... She's not giving Libra energy at all.
No balance.
No balance. No fairness.
No.
No one's
But
safe.
justice.
Justice will be served.
Justice for all.
Yeah.
So before Dakota Johnson got the role of Anastasia Steele, there was a short list of actresses considered for the role.
Right.
Could you... I mean, it's not one of those roles, even though it did make her a breakout star, it's not the role I associate with Dakota Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you like need Dakota Johnson as Anastasia Steele. Like, you know how some people are synonymous with their breakout roles?
Yeah. If I'm being real, I don't know. Just because of the movie, I feel like I don't even know who Anastasia is.
Oh.
I'm like, who is she? Like, her character is not well developed. Maybe in the book, it's more, but not in this movie. None of the characters are fully developed, I don't think, and I think I have some beef with that. But like, that might be part of it. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh, like, yes, Dakota Johnson's in this, but
is she in this?
Is she in this? Yeah, it could be anyone. You're right. Like,
I think it is not because of Dakota Johnson. I totally think it's the writing, it's the directing, it's everything else.
It's everything else. It might not even be like ELJ. Like I just think there was like a disconnect. Like, something happened when translating book to movie, probably. I don't know.
I think you're being very sweet to E.L. James. I'm sure 50 Shades of Grey is also crap.
Poorly. Yeah, it might be. I mean, I heard the dialogue is similar, so that could be it.
Yeah, but okay.
I just like to imagine. I don't know, but you're right. Like, I mean, even if it was a crappy book, You could write something in there, right?
Oh, yeah. Or the direction could be like, oh, you should do it like this. Or casting. I think as much as I love Jamie Dornan, I think someone like a Matthew Bomber or someone a little more like an Ian Somerhalder.
I was going to say Ian Somerhalder would have been perfect.
Someone a little more steely.
Steely and brooding and dark. Like,
yeah.
Kind of, yeah, like actually intimidating.
Or today, like a Jacob Elordi would definitely elevate it.
It would.
I also think Dakota Johnson is great, but being her debut role too, this is not her fault.
It's not.
Some people on the short list were Alicia Vikander. She, I think, would have done pretty well. The person I think that was on the short list that would have been perfect to elevate 50 Shades would have been Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
She would have slayed.
I could totally
Boots
see
down,
that.
mama.
That would be awesome. Yeah. I mean, Shailene Woodley.
I could see.
I could see it.
In my mind, Shailene Woodley is Anastasia Gray. Like, just in an alternate universe. Like, I could very much see her in this movie.
Yeah.
But
what about Emma Watson? A lot of people wanted Emma Watson for whatever. I guess because Hermione reads books is my guess. It's one of those things. Like, she can only be cast as a girl who reads.
You know, and not to be an Emma Watson hater.
Yeah.
Love her in Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yes.
I really like Emma Watson, Hermione, just as a person, she seems fine.
Yeah.
I just really don't understand the internet or like millennial love for Emma Watson as like a sex symbol. It's weird.
It is weird. She's not sexy. She's cute though.
So cute. But I don't know. She's been so miscast. I'd love for Emma Watson to come back in something that.
And she's probably more than
fits.
just a bookworm. I think that bothers me too.
It's very creepy. If you think about why people typecast her as a bookworm, it's because of something they saw of her as a child.
Yeah.
Like, it's like this weird, speaking of fanfic, it's like weird Harry Potter fanfic in a
that's
way.
the way I thought too. I'm like, this is, I don't know if that would make sense, but people were all about it, which is weird to me.
I don't know. I don't see it, but maybe I'm in the minority. This movie too, I think the way they filmed the sex scenes and, being that it was hitting this like woman, middle-aged demographic, it's supposed to be like female hot, right? Like there's like
through the female gaze.
Yeah. I mean, even, like those like article. I remember as a kid, there was this Teen Vogue article of all things before they got woke. Teen Vogue did this article of like guy hot versus girl hot. And they showed for girl hot Anne Hathaway. For guy hot Megan Fox. Mind you, this is like 2009. But I never forgot that article because I was like, well, I find both of them hot. But like growing up, I realized people have terrible taste for one.
Yeah.
But also like females, if I'm a female, I find Megan Fox, especially 2009 Megan Fox, very hot.
She's hot, yeah.
Angelina Jolie is very hot. I don't know where we came up as a society that hot people weren't hot. Also, Anne Hathaway's hot. So I don't. Yeah. She's also guy. I don't really understand that. We don't have to unpack that.
We don't have to unpack that.
I don't know if this is going anywhere. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I think this movie tries so hard to be female gazy that it does like an inverse of itself.
But it's not even, to be honest, it could have, like, I really think this movie could have been sexier though.
Truly.
Like, it could have pushed the boundaries a little more. I think I was expecting this movie to be like empowering or something because I thought it was like one of those, like, it's a sexual revolution for the ladies or something. Or maybe it's only a certain.
But they want to be submissive.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot to unpack with this.
Are we really gonna just go down that rabbit hole?
I don't know.
I do think there is a lot that is wrong.
I feel like this movie isn't my fantasy. Maybe that's the problem.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it is.
So you didn't like the playroom?
No. I mean, I think, like...
Can you describe the playroom?
I mean, it's a giant bedroom with playthings. I don't know. There's...
Everything that Rihanna sings about.
Everything that Rihanna sings about in S&M. Yeah, like the chains and the whips, you know?
Except I didn't see chains.
I didn't see chains. There's handcuffs and there's like
there's
paddles?
Whips.
Like things. There's things.
Okay, Brie. Speaking of that, I know we're all over the place. You don't need to know the plot. This is fanfic.
Yeah, you don't need. There is not really much of a plot.
No, the plot is, will she sign this NDA or not?
Mm-hmm.
But the only scene we get where there's spanking involved, she's crying. It's not even sexy.
It's not sexy. You're right. Spanking, it could have been something else. It could have. She was like, that's like my beef with this. I don't even know if she's enjoying it. Like,
would you take up Christian Grey's offer? Because you do
probably not.
Oh, okay.
Why? What were you gonna say?
Well, I don't mean to like be a real estate agent or represent Christian Grey in all his problematic
are you about to
serial killer tendencies. But he does lay out a very thorough NDA for her.
Yeah,
and a very you get safe words, you get code words. You have to be the sub to his dom.
Sure.
You get to stay in his luxury penthouse apartment.
Yeah.
Your own room,
Nikki.
which Anastasia doesn't like, but you get your own room.
Nikki, do you want to sign this contract? Because you sound intrigued.
But only from Thursday to Sunday, and then you get to live your normal life.
Yeah. You think it's a good deal, is what you're saying?
Well, I think it is a fantasy.
Yeah.
I think I'm like,
but is it even her fantasy?
Probably
That's
not.
the thing. Is like it seems like she wants a relationship. She wants something more. Like, I think it's whatever he wants is fine if someone's going to agree to it. But it's like she doesn't really seem like she wants to do it, but she kind of does.
But she's always talking about going on dates. I don't mean to sound like a men's rights activist, but she's always asking for romance. Christian Grey, the first time he's like, I don't do romance.
Well, then you probably should look for a different guy.
Yeah.
If I was her, I would just not. I would look for someone else. Like, also a contract. Like, I mean, that'd be a turnoff for me. I don't want to sign a contract.
Okay. I mean, same.
You know what I mean? Like, that's
I don't like being told what to do.
Yeah. Or like, what if you change your mind later? Like, what?
Yeah.
You're tied into a contract? I don't know.
That's true. I want to know the fine print.
Yeah.
Of the contract.
I'm sure there's fine print.
But on the surface, it seems like she doesn't want even the good things that Christian Grey has to offer. Mm-hmm. Except planes.
Except
Anastasia
for planes.
loves planes.
Was that in the contract?
I don't know, but
he just sweeps her off her feet. That's why she's with him, is for the planes.
Like, zero chemistry between the two leads. And like, they're like, oh, I can't get away from you. I'm so attracted to you. They say monotone. Mm-hmm. But every time Anastasia Grey sees a plane, swells of music plays. Ellie Goulding is blaring. She's looking up. Her face, I haven't seen Dakota Johnson ever smile like that. The eyes twinkling.
Yeah. No, you're right. I watched that again, and you're so right. That's the only time she basically smiles in the whole movie.
The whole movie. She's in love with the planes.
Yeah. She says she's in love with Christian, but it's his planes for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, and
it's material things. I know. Like, what message does this movie send?
It's
like,
terrible for young women.
Yeah. Yeah.
We wonder why they're Sephora kids. It's because they're moms and they were raised on 50 Shades.
It's definitely not a relationship to look up to.
No.
I think the books are worse too.
Really?
From what I've read, he watches, like, he makes her eat certain things, or like watches like what she eats or something. It's part of the contract.
Okay, why, girl?
You know what I mean? And she agrees to that. How is that a fantasy? You know what I'm saying? To me, that's too far.
She's not into fisting, but she is into eating disorders.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm just saying, they left that out of the movie, but I like read that and I'm like, because like I feel like on the surface, like, just because like this wasn't a movie or a book that I read or anything, and when it first came out, the trailers and then the talk around it was like my only,
your only like way in. Yeah.
Only way in. And then like doing this episode, just doing the research, I'm like, are you kidding me? How are women into this? Like, I don't even think that's I'm like, okay, I'm not like a BDSM expert or anything, but I'm pretty sure, I don't think every relationship is like that. Like,
I'm pretty sure that you're
still your own person. Like, you agree. Like, consent is a thing. I don't know.
It doesn't from my understanding, you can just have that type of stuff in the playroom and then like
leave
live
it
a normal life.
Yeah, it's not like all. I think that's it too. Is like this movie makes it seem like that's their relationship all the time. Well, it's I guess Thursday to Saturday, but I'm like, how realistic is that?
Well, the only thing, okay, I kind of like that idea, to be honest, because then you can like live your fantasy Thursday through Saturday. See, I don't know if I could negotiate in the contract, or Anastasia could, that you can't be like you can't do the dom and sub thing and controlling outside of that window.
Yeah, like, it has to be in the window.
But Christian Grey, the serial killer that he is, or potential serial killer that he is, does go to her work, does find her at the club.
When she's with her mom.
Yeah.
He crosses some line. Like, he just shows up unannounced.
Definitely, which, not good. Shows up in her bedroom when she gives him, like, weird, cagey, cheeky texts. So he doesn't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
But that's also hot in this film, because at the end there's like a sliding doors moment, literally the elevator situation, and she's like, get away from me, no, but then she wants him to I don't know,
so confusing. This
really is bad for women. Not to be such a downer. Or a pick me, like, sex is fun. I love the idea of the book club movies. Stella got her groove back.
Right.
Middle-aged women,
they deserve something fun to read.
They do.
Kinky? Sure, why not?
They deserve that and more.
But maybe something healthier. Like,
I don't know. They don't have to settle.
It doesn't have to be this way. Yeah, but I'm interested, like, what happens, like, how this series moves along, because there's 50 Shades Darker, and there's, I forget what the other one is.
50 Shades Freed.
But so, like, their dynamic over time is supposedly supposed to change. Like, she's supposed to be more dominant and he's more submissive. There's somehow going to be, like, a flip. I don't know how that happens. It seems very complex.
Maybe I'm just not the target demographic. I think it is one of those things, maybe generationally. Like, it just doesn't hit the same way, but. Geez. Oh my God, Brie.
What?
Speaking of the dom and sub relationships, though, and like knowing what you eat, last year I was at dinner at a restaurant with my father, and he was just like talking, and you know when you tune someone out, or just like daydream, space out, there was a couple beside us, and she was like, can I eat this? Can I drink that? But it was down to the sip. She was like, can I take a sip of this? Can I take a sip of that? But it was so over the top. I was like, am I hearing this in real life? Like,
so you think there are some kinky freaks out there?
I think there's kinky freaks, but it's definitely, it piqued my interest, but in the way that it was so over the top.
That's weird.
Yeah, very weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just not for me. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't make sense to me.
Also, random question, Brie. I'm sorry to cut off your thought. You know the scene when they're having the sexy time with the ice cube? How does he get that ice cube?
Maybe it was in her glass next to him?
Like, she was drinking something, wasn't she? No.
I'm just
come to be.
Yeah, where did he get the ice cube?
Sorry.
It had to be Nikki. No, that was a lot of this movie, is we were thinking logistics, because it wasn't as sexy as like we had expected. So it was like kind of thinking like the bathtub scene, there were no bubbles. So I was thinking about this, and there was no soap on his sponge either.
Oh yeah.
He like gave her a sponge bath, which is also kind of weird. It wasn't like a sexy like scene at all. It was just kind of,
yeah, it was like logistics. We were like, there's no soap on this sponge. Also, he picks it up from like the like the ground, right? It's like he reaches out of the tub.
Yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't set up very well.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute.
It's like, pause. Where'd he get that sponge? You know? It was just weird things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if this movie, I don't know if it did anything for like the kink community or not, because like people in the BDSM community have said that this movie's not a good representation. But fun fact, rope sales went up after this movie came out.
That's so wild.
Rope sales went up.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine being at working at the hardware store at your Home Depot, if you were working at Home Depot or something, and then like there's all these random people coming to buy rope all of a sudden?
Like 40-year-old women.
Yeah. Oh,
I'd live for that. Good for them.
Oprah says this is like one of her favorite books. You know, it's her guilty pleasure.
That says a lot about Oprah.
I know.
Which I also love.
I'm like, get it, Oprah?
I think I love the lore, or I love the cultural phenomenon that was 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Because I love seeing middle-aged women live in life. That's my whole thing. I love Mamma Mia. I love First Wives Club. I love the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
So I really I love the 40-year-old woman representation.
This is like just a random thought.
Yeah.
We should watch The Golden Bachelor sometime.
What's the Golden Bachelor?
It's like older like women and men like just going for it. I think they're falling in love and
I don't want to
getting
see
married.
Them, like doing.
I don't think they're doing it, Nikki. I don't think they're getting like they don't show that. But
okay, few.
But what's
not
great,
to be ageist.
No, I think they're like sassy or something. Like they say, they're just like Dakota Johnson. They just have less of a filter. It could be a fun watch is all I'm saying.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
But see, I want to see old women with young men. Like a Diane Keaton, Keanu Reeves, and Something's Gotta Give situation.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been they should have maybe had a different dynamic written in.
Yeah. Something.
It could be that a young Keanu Reeves is there to interview an older Diane Keaton, and she's like the billionaire.
Oh my god, that
this
sounds
company.
good. That's my fan.
That's hot. Yeah,
that's so hot. Yeah, there's something about this movie that's a miss, but I
just rewrite it. Nikki, you could write the fan fiction, and then maybe your book, maybe people would love it, and then you'll publish a book called like, I don't know what, 50 Shades of Diane Keaton.
You know what my 50 Shades is?
What?
You know that Justin Bieber music video? I know she plays his like grandma, but
yes,
Justin Bieber and Diane Keaton in romance.
They were cute. It was weird, but
I was into it.
They had chemistry.
They really did. Oh my god. I wish Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson had as much chemistry as Justin Bieber and Diane Keaton.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was off the charts. That was wild. I forgot about that.
I've never forgotten. Another fanfic. It's only Diane Keaton fanfic. So see, I'm not ageist.
No.
I want the 40-year-old woman to like get it and live their life. I just feel like you don't need a bunch of, weird female, like internalized misogyny going on.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. But I know it changes around and blah, blah, blah. But then you have to watch. Okay, so this movie's like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
So 2 hours, 2 more hours. So 6 hours. I guess that's not a lot of time. But that's 6 hours wasted. It's 6 hours that you're not writing Diane Keaton and Justin Bieber fanfic.
It's 6 hours of fucked up.
Yeah.
Just like it's 50 Shades of fucked up.
I do love when we get introduced to the playroom. And as Anastasia's like, your playroom, like where you keep your Xbox and stuff.
That is funny. Yeah, no, there's some funny lines in this movie that just make me giggle.
The soundtrack low-key slaps.
It does.
Like, why does the soundtrack go so hard? That's truly the greatest gift 50 Shades has to offer, I think. Earned it by The Weeknd.
Earned it. Didn't it win a Grammy? Or like an Academy? It won, I feel like it won multiple things.
It was nominated for an Academy Award.
Oh, it didn't win? In my mind, it did.
So yeah, 50 Shades is technically Oscar nominated.
Wow. Just for the music, though. It wasn't for E.L. James writing?
Definitely not. Okay, so it was nominated for Best Music Original Song. And then it was nominated for 3 Grammys. Best R&B Performance, Best R&B Song, and Best Song Written for Visual.
I mean, that song slapped.
Speaking of guilty pleasures, it's from 50 Shades Darker. But I love I Don't Want to Live Forever, Taylor Swift and Zayn. That song makes me body roll all the time, too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like that song a lot. Love Me Like You Do.
Love Me Like You Do. That one I remember really liking too. And obviously Beyonce.
Yeah, Haunted.
Haunted. I can't believe they had Haunted as well. I knew that like Crazy in Love was coming, but like for them to put Haunted on there, that was cool.
Was that your favorite scene?
Yeah. I think it was the sexiest scene, and it helped that it was Beyonce. Beyonce is sexy. Like she can sing, like she has a sultry voice. Like, and and that album was kind of sexy, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, Partition. Drunken Love. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that.
To be honest, I wanted like more Beyonce on the soundtrack. I think that would have been fine, just all Beyonce.
Just earned it, Beyonce. Love Me Like You Do,
They
Beyonce.
should have just taken the dialogue out completely and let us imagine what the characters said to each other.
I do think that if like The Weeknd maybe did the entire soundtrack for the first 50 Shades, like do the score, produce it, like do The Idol.
Yeah.
But for 50 Shades, I think that could have worked.
It just needed more feeling. And the music definitely helped give it like that, like set a tone or give it like a feeling. You know what I'm saying? Because the dialogue did not.
No, this is one movie where I'm like, maybe they should have talked less.
They should have talked less. They barely talk, but they should have talked less.
Because I think this movie does succeed when it's just vibes.
Yeah.
Like it's a trip down memory lane. Like I'm oddly nostalgic for like 2016. So I think if it was just vibes, it should just be
vibes.
The vibes.
Yeah.
Which are Earned It by The Weeknd.
Hundo P.
Anything else? Anything else you want to bring to the table?
Well, this is just something I found in research. Like there was a lot of fans of the franchise that wanted Angelina Jolie to direct. Which is wild to me.
That's also fanfic. I'm
That's
like,
fanfic.
I can't see that ever happening.
Yeah, it's hard to picture.
Not that I don't like that.
I love Angelina Jolie, but yeah, that would be wild.
I feel like if Angelina Jolie directed 50 Shades, I think that would have been 50 Shades of fucked up, but in a good way.
I feel like it'd be so different, but probably hotter.
Angelina's the queen of kink. Those vials of blood.
Yes.
Those tattoos. Like,
she would have upped the ante.
Oh, yeah.
She would have camped it up for
100%.
sure.
Or made it dark. Like, really dark and like a little seedy. Or like, she would have been too real.
Yeah. True. But I don't know.
That could have.
Maybe she should have directed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe she'll direct. People wanted to see another movie. It's like written from his perspective, but I don't know.
I put too much respect on Angelina Jolie's name. I don't think she should touch this with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, she should not.
She's way too good. But I'd see Assault too.
Yes. Oh my god, definitely.
What do you think? Could you see Angelina Jolie directing 50 Shades?
I mean, I think she would kill it. But I don't know. It'd be weird. It'd be a weird thing to add. I don't know.
Well, she's such a feminist too.
Yeah.
And in the best sense of the word.
Yeah. I don't know how she would. She'd probably do a lot of rewriting.
The whole thing. She'd Edward Norton that script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, nah, I don't think that's how it's going to go.
It's fair.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else.
Music does play a big part in it, though. Didn't E.L. James, when she was writing 50 Shades of Grey, create all these playlists?
Yes. There were like playlists with, well, the Black Eyed Peas were featured on.
What song?
Oh, you don't know what song? Okay.
What song? Is it Boom Boom Pow?
It is, obviously.
Is it My Humps?
Oh my god. My Humps makes a lot of sense. What's she gonna do with all that junk?
Oh my gosh, if that was the dialogue, that should be the dialogue.
All that junk inside that trunk.
I'm gonna get you drunk.
You love drunk off my hump. My humps is another thing that's like, it's supposed to be sexy, but it just makes me laugh.
Definitely.
Because like the word hump and lump is just not sexy.
Okay, yeah, it is this. Well, okay. My Humps is like the showgirls of music.
Yeah.
Right? Like a song.
Yeah. It's like a little inappropriate, but it's fun.
It's so camp. The Black Eyed Peas are camp.
Mm-hmm.
But like lovely lady lumps.
That's alliteration.
It is.
It's poetry.
It is poetry. It is E.L. James style poetry.
I want to get a shirt that says lovely lady lumps.
And then on the back it says check it out. You get thumbs.
Yes.
Or check it out.
Oh my gosh. Check it out.
Yeah, but that's just not sexy.
It's not sexy.
No
it's
matter
meant to
what way you
be,
slice
but
it.
it's meant to be sexy, which is the funniest. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if it was my humps. I did find a playlist. E.L. James has a Spotify and a Facebook. Like, you can find her. She's active. So
in this edit, can you be very kind so I don't, not to sound too narcissistic, but I'm like, I don't want E.L. James to find this.
What do you mean? How? I mean, she might. What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't want to.
What should I cut out?
I don't know. Anything I say too mean about E.L. James.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure I said some mean things too. So
we get we're like we could do the R-rated edit or the PG-13 edit. Like, you know how you're allowed to say fuck
some things,
this amount of times?
Yeah.
We get to slander E.L. James.
Only a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll listen back and see how far we go. I hear you though. Just in case.
Yeah.
She's also on Spotify.
Also women.
Gotta support them.
Yeah, gotta support women. This is what really did it with the feminist movement, right? It's like women have to support all women, including E.L. James.
Like non-feminist?
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
sorry,
in this
playlist, it's all good. In this playlist, I found a playlist she created, which is supposedly the playlist that Christian makes for Anna to win her back in the second movie.
He makes her a mixtape?
He makes her a mixtape. It's a lot. It starts off with Frank Sinatra, Witchcraft, which is kind of cute. But see, I feel like we're missing something because I'm like, I don't get the romance. Like, if this is supposed to be a romance, I don't see it. You know what I mean? Like, I get the kinky stuff. Like, that part kind of makes sense because it's like you can separate that.
Yeah.
You're like, that's in the contract. Maybe sex is just sex. But where's the if it's supposed to be a romance, where is that element? You know what I mean? Like, where is the building of a relationship? Like, you can't just jump in to having sex. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's something that I just don't understand about this.
I completely agree.
So how can he make a playlist with Witchcraft and Frank Sinatra? Does she like Frank Sinatra? Is she into that kind of music? We don't even know what she likes.
Is this what Carrie Bradshaw thought Mr. Big was? Is this like a fantasy in and of itself? You know, like men that are like older and like Rat Pack music, you know?
Yeah, the Rat Pack. Yeah, because he likes that music too, right?
Rat Pack men.
Which I love that music myself. Like, I'm into that. But like, how would someone create a playlist for you with that music? Anyway, this I'm just saying, like, I don't know what this. There's Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol.
Ooh, okay.
There's Ain't No Sunshine on this playlist.
I know.
I'm just like picturing Christian Grey like making this play. Like, this is his playlist according to the author. So,
okay.
There's also I'm on Fire, Bruce Springsteen.
That's hot.
Yeah. Every Breath You Take, The Police.
That's a Christian Grey song.
That makes sense. That's also like Runaway.
I'm watching you.
Get out.
You belong. Okay, that's a little on the nose, E.L. James.
Yeah, some things are on the nose. Surprisingly, Corinne Bailey Rae is on here.
Oh, what song?
Like
Put your
a Star?
records on. Oh.
Yeah, no, I thought it was going to be that. There's Sex on Fire, Kings of Leon. There's some Billy Joel on there. She's Always a Woman.
Ooh, okay.
There's a lot of Snow Patrol. There's like 2 other Snow Patrol songs. And then there's Sexy by Black Eyed Peas. Which I don't know if you ever heard that song. I'll play it. It's suggestive. He ain't trying to rush, but he's already envisioning getting married.
That's Anastasia Steele in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Will I Am is like E.L. James.
I mean, yeah, this is not the best song. Like, these lyrics are not the best.
This song, like 50 Shades, should say less words and just be vibes.
Yeah, because the vibe is kind of sexy, right? It's like not a samba, but something like.
And I even like this part with like the Will I Am and the Fergie on top.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a part that's like we look better undressed or something. And oh, it says, give me some of those sexual acrobatics. Stuff that you ain't. Yeah, okay. So there's like some things that, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Disappointed it's not I'm a bee, but
I'm a bee. I'm a bee. What does he say?
Living that good
life. Wait, hold on. What other Black Eyed Peas songs can there be?
Meet me halfway.
Right at the borderline. Well.
Ooh, that would have been good.
Yeah, because she's waiting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just can't get enough?
Okay, good too.
It's not really that sexy, though.
No. Dirty Bit.
Dirty Bit. It should have been Dirty Bit.
I've had
the time of my life.
Dirty Bit.
Oh. What about that one song? Isn't it like Funk You Up or something? Or Don't Funk With My Love?
Don't funk with my heart.
Don't funk. Yeah, that's the one.
Wonder if I'll take you home. Would you still be in love, baby?
That's a bop.
That is.
But yeah, no, it's a song called, I swear, I don't think I've ever heard this song, and I didn't know what it existed. And I've listened to a lot of Black Eyed Peas, and I was like, oh, ooh.
Yeah, that was pretty sexy.
It was, for the Black Eyed Peas.
Especially for the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah, and the song gets sexy as you go. It's like,
what, Where's the Love's Not Sexy, Brie?
Yeah, I don't think so. Do you find it sexy?
No, but I've seen on the internet where people thought all these years that it was Fergie instead of Justin Timberlake.
What?
Yeah, because Justin's like falsetto. The part like people thought that was Fergie.
Well, I thought that was Fergie.
Oh, no, that's Justin Timberlake.
Like, I knew he was on that song because I heard that he was on that song too, but I didn't realize.
That's him.
I thought Fergie was still there.
I don't think she sings in that song. She might harmonize with
Justin
Timberlake.
But she's the one that says, wait, no way. I have to edit this out. I'm like, it's just me playing Where's the Love. Okay, so she's on it somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's mostly Justin Timberlake. And she's not, like, her voice isn't featured in the song that much. But she's on the song somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, like, that's Justin Timberlake.
Okay, yeah, I think okay, I get it now. I see the blurred line of Justin Timberlake and Fergie. Got it.
I still love Where's the Love, though.
I heard that song on the radio. Like, I was driving the other day and it came on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
It still holds up.
I mean, even playing it now, I know we were joking, but I was like,
it's so true.
It's so topical.
It's I know.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, play that and then play What Would You Do?
Yeah.
What was in the water in the early 2000s?
I don't know.
Something good.
Something good. I mean, music to make a change, Yeah.
I was into it. So is this the romance of our times? 50 Shades?
50 Shades. I don't know. I don't think so.
Has your life changed since watching this? I thought it was going to be a lot more lulls.
Yeah, I wanted it to be funnier and more over the top. But
I definitely gasped. I was off my chair when it faded to black.
Oh, at the very end.
Yeah,
that part. But I was like, yeah, it got me too.
It almost made me want to watch 50 Shades Darker.
Yeah, I came really close. If I wasn't so tired that night, I might have been like, let's just watch the second one. Why not? At this point, what do we have to lose?
I know. I'm still I think about the NDA. Once a day.
Yeah, what is it about this NDA? What is this obsession with the NDA, Nick?
He laid it all out there. Okay, Christian Grey, outside of that, is doing a lot of things that are red flags. And like, he's not really taking no for an answer, whatever. So not what he does outside of this, but just speaking with the NDA.
The NDA alone,
it's a good deal. Okay, if you're working hours, I'm sex positive, Brie.
Yeah.
So you get to basically just have sex with Christian Grey. Be his sub to his dom. Play in the playroom.
Yeah.
Have this really nice bedroom. So you don't even have to. You can you can do the kinky stuff with Christian and then go sleep in your own bed.
Yeah.
And watch what you want.
You don't have to have any
TV.
attachment. No, I do appreciate that. But she wants the attachment.
That's true. She's so mad
why
when he gives her the bedroom.
Yeah, that's why they're wrong for each other.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'm just saying Christian Grey does lay it all out.
It's true.
And I appreciate that.
She didn't have to get into it if she didn't.
I do love when they're negotiating the contract, though, and she's taking out every single thing.
Yeah. She does take out a lot. That's why I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if they're right for each other.
Definitely not. And every time I thought, like, either one of them, there were so many times in this movie where they were always at a crossroads between what she wants and what he wants.
Yeah.
And I always thought they'd say, like, oh, never mind. Mm-hmm. But they're always like, oh, yeah.
He was actually more giving than I expected at some points. Like, especially, like, when it came to the contract. He didn't push back. He was like, okay, that's fine. I'll take it out. Yeah. I was like, oh, I thought it'd be more trouble. I thought there would be more conflict. There's not as much conflict as you'd expect.
Definitely not.
For them to be very different people and all that and want different things, you would think there'd be more conflict. And there is conflict, but it's not.
It's not that pressing.
Yeah, it's not. It's up until the very end, and then the ending is...
like, is she gonna sign the contract or no?
Yeah. She just kind of leaves.
She does.
But it's because... why did she leave? It's like... they had some type of disagreement or something? Or she's like, I don't know if I'm the girl for you.
But she doesn't like being told what to do.
No, but she told him, like, something like, show me your worst. Like, give me this punishment or whatever. And then...
he spanks her.
What I didn't get either is, like, there's some times where she looks uncomfortable, but she never uses the safe word that he tells her to use. Because he, like, is up front, is like, use a safe word. And I'm like, why don't you just use it? If you're uncomfortable, just use it.
Say what you mean, woman.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then she also asked, give me your worst. And when that spanking scene happens where she's crying, I'm so confused because he's doing what she asked.
Yeah. I'm like, what is anybody getting out of this?
Nothing, not even her. She's crying and she's like, why would you want to do this to me? And I'm like, girl, do you understand this
like
man has a kink?
Yeah, he obviously, and he also has like some type of trauma. We don't get into that either because he's like, you don't want to be involved with me. I'm fucked up. He says, I'm 50 shades of fucked up. He's something about his childhood was messed up, but we don't know any details.
But that time he like springs up out of bed and's like, my mom's a crack whore.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He does say that. I forgot. He mentions that in passing. He's like, oh, yeah, my mom's a crack whore. And then they move on, and there's no further explanation. So it's like we're just left to guess. Like there's never any deep, talk about, like, his child. Like, oh, like, you know, we don't see anything. We see cigarette burns on him. And
they don't explain that.
Yeah, there's, like, so much that goes unexplained.
There's a lot of questions I'd be asking if I was Anastasia.
Yeah. But she doesn't ask questions. She just goes with things. She doesn't ask.
And then she doesn't like it. She'll go with things and then say, like, she doesn't. I think that's what gets me.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is why there's this male-female divide. It's because of media like this.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Harry Styles says that he uses that book, the 50 Shades book, to get tips on women.
No.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, maybe it's sending the wrong message. I don't know. Also, that's wild, isn't it, to think Harry Styles was reading this book at some point? Like, I wonder if any tips would have worked for him.
Don't even want to unpack that. I don't. Oh my gosh. I hope so. I mean, he doesn't need that, though. That's the thing. Harry Styles doesn't need this book to pick up women. He just is Harry Styles.
Right.
Therefore.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do anything to. Yeah, the women are already going to be there. But.
Yeah, the women might be like, oh, wait, was that from 50 Shades? I don't like that. No.
They're like, that's a red flag. I'm out.
Yes.
Oh. Anyway, I just thought that was wild. A wild tidbit of information.
Crazy.
That I came across. I'm like, well, who's really admitting this? Like,
I'm sure it was a joke.
Yeah, maybe.
Could not be. I feel like
the impact this movie
I definitely
and book had.
I remember this movie and book just being like people our age, ironically, were like, I'm gonna go see this movie, or I'm gonna like pick up this book at the Barnes and Noble and read it in the Snicker.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're actually getting
looking
tips.
down on this book.
Definitely. I don't.
Oh, sorry to all the 50 Shades lovers out there.
I know. I do respect it in the way that these movies because they aren't good,
Mhm.
but I'm intrigued by the storyline because of the contract. I don't know. I can't get past it.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad when you're like, I'm really into this lore because I'm like really into this contract. It's just he lays it all out there and it's still not good enough. I don't understand.
Yeah. But shouldn't there be room for negotiation in a contract?
But they do.
Yeah.
And they both agree on it. And then she goes out of town with her mom the next day.
Yeah. No respect.
No respect for the contract.
You're like, this is legal and binding.
Yes.
Oh.
Christian Grey's lawyer. But I can understand how you'd see that movie ironically and be like, well, next Valentine's Day, we gotta see this again.
Right.
We gotta hear Taylor Swift and Zayn sing a body roll anthem.
Right. Gotta wait a whole other year or two for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do get it in that way. Like, once you pop, you can't stop.
Yeah. Maybe it's also making an event out of it because it did come out like on a Valentine's Day weekend. So.
And the second one had that, it wasn't like a collab, but it was some sort of marketing with Glossier, which in 2017, perfect.
Yeah.
And I did buy the Gen G lip in Jam because Dakota Johnson wore it in 50 Shades Darker.
So the marketing was working a little.
I think a little bit. I think my millennial is showing, but yes.
Yeah.
In ways that didn't make me see the movie though.
No,
so
you still didn't see the movie. You just bought the lip gloss.
I know. I'm like, Glossier? Okay, sign me up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the idea of 50 Shades is sexy.
Yeah.
But the actuality is.
No, but it gave us Dakota Johnson.
It did.
And without this movie, Jamie Jordan would not be in Barb and Star.
Right.
Visit Del Mar.
And we wouldn't have a slowed down version of Crazy in Love.
We wouldn't have earned it by The Weeknd.
Right. Yeah. What would we have had instead?
I don't know. This really did propel The Weeknd in his career as well.
That's true. Yeah, and he's gone a long ways.
The Weeknd's great. Do you remember The Weeknd before he got super famous, though?
I remember Starboy. Wasn't that the beginning of him getting, like, it was before.
This was before that. Do you remember, like, the Tumblr days? When
Not
people would be,
really.
like, in high school, when people would be like, have you heard of this dude, The Weeknd? He's, like, sexual. He had, like, this EP. Like, remember Frank Ocean?
Yeah.
His EP, like, Swim Good?
Yeah.
Like, that era of Tumblr.
Uh-huh.
And The Weeknd was creating
Was it
songs.
sexy?
So sexy. Like, so, like, damn, this man's a freak. You know what I mean? Like, I
Ooh.
remember in high school, people being like, have you heard The Weeknd?
And did you listen?
Yeah. And I love the beat. It's, you know, it sounds like every The Weeknd song.
Yeah.
They all kind of sound
They
the
all
same.
kind of do
This
something.
is before his Starboy or, like, Blinding Lights era, where he gets a little more synthy.
Oh,
This
okay,
is,
yeah.
like,
I'm familiar
you know.
more with his synthy kind of stuff, but
yeah. I would check it out. I really,
Okay.
like,
It's more like Earned It.
yeah. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a song, like, High for This, I think it's called,
Ooh.
which is good.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, that's like OG Tumblr days. So yeah, I remember him from that, from being a freaky freak before 50 Shades.
Wow. So it makes sense, I guess.
So, yeah.
I mean, good for him. I'm glad. Yeah, this movie did bring about some positives. You
Yeah. Brought some change.
know?
It's like, where is the love? It
Where-
just brought some change.
It's just as impactful. I mean, I'm glad we watched it.
It's off the list.
It was an experience. You
It's
know?
okay, Brie. Sometimes you pick some things that we come on and you're like, and I picked one this time. And that's how it goes.
Yeah, 50 Shades. Was this your pick? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this will be funny.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about feminism.
Yeah,
Third wave
it
feminism.
does. It's weird. I didn't think I would be thinking about it so hard. I did think it'd be a little more lighthearted.
I'm like, this movie makes me feel like I'm a West Elm Caleb. You know what I mean? Like, men's rights activist. And I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was poorly written. But
Just bleep that out.
yeah, I know, right? E.L. James is gonna come right.
Like that, did you see that Io Debris a couple weeks ago? She was on SNL, like, hosting. Because, you know, she just won the Golden Globe and everything. And she's had this rise because of The Bear.
Mhm.
And because she used to podcast. Like, she used to be on Blank
Oh,
Check.
She did.
She had her own podcast called Iconography. Like, she was, like, in the podcast circuit and comedy. And,
Oh, cool.
you know, she's our age and she's been
Okay.
Like hustling.
Yeah.
You know?
She's been hustling. Okay.
And so she's finally had this moment where she's like celebrity famous. She's on SNL like a month ago. Musical guest J-Lo.
Oh, J-Lo.
Apparently on a podcast, Iowa Debris says the comment, and she said probably what I've said on a podcast episode, which is Ashanti sang those demos, and J-Lo hasn't sung a word in her life.
I knew you were going to say something about that. Yeah. And so wait, and what happened?
She had to issue an apology.
Wait, really? Okay, what's up with J-Lo? Like what? Okay, and I love J-Lo. You know that I subscribe to her.
You don't even
newsletter
care that she doesn't
J-Lo.
sing.
No, I do care. I think I just didn't know this. You know what I mean? Like, but it does bother me, and it bothers me that she denies it because, like, I'm pretty sure because I've watched some of those videos where people compare and they show it's like,
yeah,
I get it that there's singers like underneath, like they use a mix of her vocals.
Yeah,
it makes me think of Selena Gomez.
It does
too. I'm like, is Selena Gomez a modern day?
But is that a bad thing?
I don't know if it's a bad thing. I don't know. But I do wonder, like, should the vocalists get some credit?
I do think so, but I don't think, like, what bothers me about the Iowa Debris thing is that she had to, she was basically forced to apologize.
But for what? Just facts?
For saying something that could hurt someone's feelings.
But she's not the only one that's said this. There's so many videos about, like, J-Lo and dissecting her songs and being like, what parts is she actually singing?
But it's like, why? J-Lo's not known for her vocal chops.
Yeah, she's known for making bops.
Same with Selena Gomez. Like, so does it really matter that they can't, like, they don't really sing, they just sing a little bit on the mix?
I mean, I guess if you're a singer, probably should be singing.
But I don't know. I wouldn't say J-Lo's a singer. She's a pop star.
Yeah, maybe being a pop star. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like,
Selena Gomez isn't a singer. She's a pop star.
But you can be a good singer and a pop star
at
the same
but
time.
Even they take it away from you. It's not really based on your talent. Like, there's all those videos on YouTube too of like the mixing with Britney Spears.
That's true.
But we know that Britney Spears
has way more talent
can
than
sing.
Yeah, that's true.
She just sometimes doesn't. I mean, maybe because she, we know, free Britney. We know her situation from like Circus to now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't discredit that Britney can actually sing.
No.
Not that J-Lo or Selena Gomez can actually sing.
But it does break my heart. It breaks my heart a little though.
Why?
My little heart is broken. J-Lo, I looked up to you. No.
But as a vocalist?
Kind of.
Okay.
Maybe a little.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's unpack this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have the emotional energy right now. Just have a full like mentee bee over J-Lo.
But I don't think it takes away from anything.
I don't know. Maybe it's the expectations though too. Like maybe it's just finding out, maybe it's like the peeling behind the curtain. Like, just realizing like this is how the industry is. I don't know. It's just I think it's disappointing. Or like, but if you were J-Lo, would you like be upfront and be like, oh yeah, I sang on top of this track? Or would you be like, no, that's all me? I mean, I feel like J-Lo, to be honest, I don't think she's that relevant right now. But I think she was for a period of time. Like, in the 2000s, she was definitely big.
She also said the N-word on I'm Real.
Oh, did she?
She got the pass.
She did?
She got the pass because it was Ashanti singing.
I never noticed that. Is this going to be our J-Lo's canceled episode?
But she doesn't say the N-word. Ashanti says it. See, that's why if I were J-Lo, I'd be like, yeah, I didn't sing anything.
Yeah.
It never comes
It was not me. Right. Yeah. That's the time that you would want to admit that's someone else. That's crazy. I don't know. This is a lot. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot for me to digest. But I hear what you're saying. Like, this is something that happens. Yeah. But is it right? Like, a producer, I don't know. I just hope whoever is singing gets paid for their voice being used. But I know that there's so many things that doesn't happen. So, and they probably don't get the credit either. But I feel like, yeah, if you're contributing, I mean, what about backup singers?
That's true.
And what's that like? I don't know.
What's a backup singer versus, well, I guess if you're like singing the demo and they just combine, like they combine your demo and whatever. That's a different story than a background vocalist singing it all.
That's true. But it's still like, that's your voice. Like, that's like, I don't know. That's like aerial. Like, that's some not, like that's like someone stealing your voice.
We all have
walking
to sing.
around. It just bothers me.
This is when you become a J-Lo hater.
I know. She's dead to me. I'm unsubscribing from your newsletter, J-Lo.
You betrayed
That's
me.
it. It's okay. There's nothing really in that newsletter anyways. Like, it's
Womp.
It's not, like, you're gonna find out. Like, she says it's exclusive, but it's not. Lied to again.
Lied to by J-Lo.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know how we got into this
I
J-Lo
know,
tangent.
I'm so sorry. Anything
It's
else about
okay.
50 Shades?
About 50 Shades. No. I'm too upset about J-Lo right now.
Like the dialogue in this movie. It's better that it's just vibes.
Yeah, honestly, yes. This movie should have just been vibes, more Weeknd, the Weeknd songs, more Beyonce songs, more just vibes. Less dialogue would have been great.
More planes.
More planes. The Dakota Johnson, seeing her actually smile was great. And that one plane ride, that was like the one time we see her happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we needed more of that.
More Dakota Johnson talking about limes.
Yes.
Those are the gifts of 50 Shades of Grey. Planes and limes.
Planes and limes. What would you rate this movie?
2 out of 5 limes.
I was thinking 2 out of 5 as well.
2 out of 5. That's not true, Ellens.
Yeah. 2 out of 5 awkward interview questions.
2 out of 5 ropes.
2 out of 5 ropes.
Those sales went up.
Yeah.
So are you seeing Madam Web this weekend?
Now I'm not sure. I might just end up seeing it whenever it comes out to streaming.
Well, don't let the man dictate what you watch. I also, if it's the worst movie ever, wouldn't you want to see the worst movie ever?
It can't be no, there's no way it's the worst movie ever.
You have to see it to find out.
Yeah. I mean, I probably will see it eventually. I just don't know if I'm in a hurry.
We did wait 9 years to watch 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah,
so.
I'll probably just wait 9 years to watch No. I'll let you know if I watch it though.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I don't like the man to dictate. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should see Anyone But You though. We should see that.
Yeah, totally. I am intrigued.
Yeah. Support Sydney Sweeney.
Definitely.
Late to the Party is hosted by Nikki Jensen and Brie Picconi. Our podcast is produced by Grace Dunbar and edited by Brie.
That's me. Thanks for listening. Make sure to rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'll see you next week. Bye.
How was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited.